Que la que Grandpa Chilo here today, bringing you a deck list for one of my favorite Digimon, Myotismon. Not only did we get the all-new Myotismon Ace in BT15, which has great synergy with both Yu-Gi-Oh! And Myotismon, but we also got the new option Miss Barrier, which has great synergy with the other Mega Digivolution for Myotismon, Venom Myotismon. Now, walk pal deck list. For our Digi-Eggs, we are running 4 copies of Demi-Marimon from BT15. On deletion, he lets us, by trashing one level 5 or higher Digimon card in your hand, draw 2. This essentially nets us a +1 draw and also lets us trash one of our Myotismons, be it level 5 Myotismons or level 6's Myotismon in name. That way we continue our setup and we keep our hand full and we cycle our pieces. We also run 1 copy of Demi-Marimon from BT3. He has a similar on deletion, but he just draws 1 and then trashes 1 card in your hand. This is sometimes you do want to discard something that's not a level 5 or higher, like maybe you want to discard one of your Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Oikawa to keep him in trash for the effect of the level 5 Myotismons, to bring him back for free to the field. So we do run 1 copy of this, as you don't really mind seeing this as your second or third Digi-Egg. Even if it's the first Digi-Egg, you don't really mind too much. The only difference between Demi-Marimon BT15 and Demi-Marimon BT3 in the end is that you will, with the BT15 one, you get 1 extra card, and with Demi-Marimon you just cycle your cards. You don't gain a extra card, but you do get to discard something that's not level 5 or higher. For our rookies, we are running 4 copies of Devimon from BT15. This is going to be our main searcher for the deck. It lets you pick out a card with Myotismon and its text from the top 4 cards of your deck. And then if you did add a card, you trash 1 card in your hand. Very important to note that it's Myotismon and it's text. So that means you can add Yu-Gi-Oh! You can add options such as Miss Barrier and also Venom Infusion. It also has Retaliation as an inherited effect, but it doesn't really come up that much. There are situations where you want to go into your level 4 and maybe swing into a large body with Retaliation, but it doesn't come up too much, so don't rely on it for the most part. For our second rookie, we're running 3 copies of Dracmon from BT9. We don't really care about the on-play effect, although it does let us add a Myotismon because Myotismon is undead. But what we truly want is the when attacking effect of the inherited effect, which lets us digivolve into a Digimon card with undead or dark animal in its traits from your trash for its evolution cost. That means if you're at level 4, you can use this effect to go into an undead, which would be your Myotismon targets in trash. And also, if you're on level 5 and you use this effect, you can go into Venom Myotismon from BT15, since he is a dark animal. That way, you can use its effect to trigger both attack and trigger the when digivolving of Venom Myotismon to delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower. So mainly we just want the inherited effect to kind of get our pieces, digivolve into our pieces from the trash. And for our last rookie, we're running 4 copies of Gabumon ST16. We mainly want the inherited effect of when attacking, draw 1 and then trash 1 card in your hand. But sometimes the start of your main phase effect can give you that extra memory you need to continue your plays without passing turn. So Gabumon is a very important piece in the deck. For our champion lineup, we are running 4 copies of ST16 Garurumon. He has a security effect that lets you play a Gabumon or a Tamer card with Matt Ishida in its name from your hand or trash without paying the cost. We do run Gabumon in this deck, we don't run Matt Ishida, but sometimes if this is hit in security, you can play that Gabumon and leave it on the field. That maybe it'll threaten lethal for next turn, or it'll give you that extra rookie and that extra memory gain at the start of your main phase that you may need to continue your plays. So sometimes it does come up that you do play a Gabumon and it lets you extend your plays. But our main effect that we want from this card is the when digivolving and when attacking effects of this card, which is the draw one and then trashing one card in your hand. When digivolving on the main card and then inherit effect when attacking, this lets us cycle our cards, our Myotismon pieces, so that we can continue our setup. Then we're running one copy of the limited Garurumon X antibody from EX5. This is a very strong card. You can see why it had to be limited. It has when digivolving, you draw 2 cards and then trash 2 cards in your hand. If Garurumon or X antibody is in this Digimon's evolution cards, you gain 1 memory. We do run 4 copies of Garurumon, so you will have plays that you will have Garurumon and then you digivolve into this, you both draw 2 and then gain the memory. This is a very strong card. It also one of the best cycle pieces right now because it lets you draw 2 and then trash 2 without having to be deleted. And then if you do have Garurumon, it'll get you that extra memory you may need to extend your plays. Then also for the last champions, we are running 4 copies of BT14 Digimon. Some people don't like the 3 cost evolution. Don't generally mind. If you are going to digivolve into this, you usually do it in raising and then pass turn, and then next turn you raise up and use his when attacking effect, trash the top 3 cards of your deck, and then he does get plus 1000 DP for every 3 cards in your trash, and on deletion trash 1 card in your opponent's hand without looking. Sometimes if you already set up your trash, this easily becomes a 10k, 11k, 12k DP card that can swing over other stacks while also trashing the top 3 cards of your deck. Every time he triggers his when attacking effect or on play effect, he will receive a 1000 DP bonus because he trashes 3 and then gains 1000 for every 3 cards in your trash. The first time you swing with this, if you don't have anything in trash, he'll be a 7000 DP Digimon, which most of the time survives in security, so you can just confidently swing with this, trash the top 3, and then digivolve into one of your Myotismon to grab, continue trashing either with the BTA and then grab the Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Myotismon Ace to either replay a level 3 from your trash or play a Yu-Gi-Oh! To the field. So I very much like this card. Some people can't get over that you have to digivolve for 3 costs, but they usually don't really mind. Next up, for our ultimate lineup, we are running 4 copies of the BT8 Myotismon. This Digimon lets us trash the top 2 cards of your deck, and then you may play 1 Yu-Gi-Oh! Oikawa from your trash without paying its memory cost. This is just another piece that lets you continue filling up your trash, and then you can play for free one of your Yu-Gi-Oh! Which is very important for getting your Myotismons out on field. And he also has the inherited effect of on deletion. If this Digimon has Myotismon in its name, you may play 1 Yu-Gi-Oh! From your hand or trash suspended without paying the cost. It's very important that this Yu-Gi-Oh! Gets played suspended, because the end of your opponent's turn effect on Yu-Gi-Oh! If he is suspended, you get a free Myotismon from your trash. So very important. If you digivolve into this and then Venom Myotismon, you have a big blocker, which when digivolving deletes a level 5 or lower. On deletion deletes a level 5 or lower, and you will also trigger the on deletion to play the Yu-Gi-Oh! For free. So this is a very good card, and you mostly want to digivolve into this from your stacks. And for our other ultimate, we are running 3 copies of the new Myotismon Ace. I only run 3. You don't want to oversaturate your deck with aces, and you don't want to always have an ace on fields for your opponent to just delete and or remove and then gain that memory back. Myotismon Ace has has blocker and also has on play and when digivolving both. You may play 1 purple level 3 Digimon card or 1 purple Tamer card from your trash without paying the cost. So mainly you want to use him to bring out a Yu-Gi-Oh from your trash. Some people use Myotismon Ace to bring out Floodgate rookies from your trash to the field to stop the opponent's plays. For this variation of the deck, I don't find Floodgates are truly necessary. You mainly want to get your Yu-Gi-Ohs to the field as fast as you can so that you can abuse his effects. Also, you do have Overflow -3, but keep in mind this deck runs a lot of Tamers that when a Myotismon or a Digimon dies, you get 1 memory back. So that way you can mitigate the loss of memory from Overflow. Most of the time you'll just be giving them 1 memory from Overflow because you'll be taking back the memory with your Tamers. So you don't really mind if this dies too much. If you have the correct setup, you can mitigate the memory loss and also set up your plays for either playing out a Venom Myotismon or a Myotismon. So that's very good. Now for our Mega lineup, we are running 4 copies of Myotismon. What a surprise. Right now, this is until BT16 lands, this is our main Myotismon. He has the effect of on play if there are 5 or more cards with Myotismon and their names in your trash, which is not really difficult to do. You have a lot of Myotismon's targets to trash. You delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon and trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. Keep in mind that even if you don't delete a unsuspended Digimon, you do get to trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. So let's say you have Yu-Gi-Oh suspended on board at the end of your opponent's turn. You delete Yu-Gi-Oh with Yu-Gi-Oh's effect and then bring out this Myotismon to wipe something on the board and then trash the top card of your security stack so that you can potentially go for games. Sometimes you revive from trash 2-3 Myotismons a turn, and that means you get 3 trashes from your opponent's security stack, and when you start your turn, you get to attack with those 3 Myotismons since they came into play on your opponent's turn. So keep that in mind, very important. You can attack with the Myotismons on your turn, so that means let's say you revive 2 Myotismons with 2 Yu-Gi-Ohs, you get to trash 2 security, delete 2 unsuspended Digimon, and also get 2 checks in for a total of 4 checks. Most of the time, getting out your Myotismons is either a tool to control the board, since you can just revive your Yu-Gi-Ohs back with your effects, or it is a game ender that you keep multiple Yu-Gi-Ohs and then do a big turn play where you can revive all of your doing all of your Yu-Gi-Oh triggers. You can revive multiple copies of this and then go for game. Keep in mind, each Myotismon played is sequential. If you have multiple Yu-Gi-Ohs, you can you do Yu-Gi-Oh 1 and then play 1 Myotismon and resolve the on-play effect, and then you go back to the other Yu-Gi-Oh and play out the Myotismon, resolve the on-play, then go back to your other Yu-Gi-Oh, and so on and so on. So you do have to resolve them sequentially, but this is actually what you want, since you can you can keep your other Myotismon and trash, or counting them as names for the 5 or more cards with Myotismon condition, and then you bring them back. Let's say you have 7 targets with Myotismon in their names and 3 of them are Myotismon. The first one will remove Myotismon 6 targets and then hit the board. You have 6 targets, so it does trigger. And then you trigger the other Yu-Gi-Oh, bring a Myotismon, and now you have 5 targets with Myotismon in your trash. You trigger the effect, and then if you do want to trigger the last Yu-Gi-Oh, you will only you grab the Myotismon from the trash, play it, but you will only have 4 targets in your trash with Myotismon, so you won't get the effect, but you do get the body to attack next turn. And for a secondary mega, we're running 3 copies of Venom Myotismon. This is a very good card, especially when combined with either the effect of Drachmon from BT9 or the new option Mist Barrier. This Mist Barrier essentially lets us set up for playing this Venom Myotismon from our trash for free. On play, when Digivolving and on deletion, he has delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. And he is also a blocker. So if one of your Myotismon is deleted, trigger Mist Barrier, play this for free. And then you have a 12,000 DP blocker, which also deletes one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. And if it is deleted, you trigger the same effect again to remove one of your level 5 opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. So, although this is our secondary mega, it is also a very powerful tool in our deck. For our Tamers, we are running 4 copies of Yu-Gi-Oh! Oikawa. He has the all turns effect of when one of your Digimon with Myotismon in its name is deleted, you may suspend this Tamer to gain 1 memory. This effect is especially good if one of your Myotismon Ace is deleted. That way you can mitigate the loss of memory from overflow. But keep in mind, this is Myotismon in name, so even if one of your level 6s is deleted, you will be able to suspend this Tamer to gain the memory. It also has the effect of end of opponent's turn. If this Tamer is suspended, you may delete this Tamer to play 1 Myotismon from your trash without paying its memory cost. This is especially good because you get to bring out a free Mega level Digimon that deletes one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon and trashes security, and will be able to attack on your turn. And you don't really mind this Tamer being deleted because you do have effects to bring him back to the field for free. And so this is one of your main combo pieces to bring out Myotismon to the board for free. And also has a security effect like most other Tamers to play it for free. And for our next Tamer, we're running 4 copies of Analog Youth. We all know Analog Youth is one of the strongest trashing and searching cards in the game. And because it's so generic and it's so cheap, it has the effect of on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and add 1 Digimon card among them to your hand, and trash the remaining cards. So that way you can grab 1 Digimon card. Let's say you needed a rookie or a level 4 and you also revealed Myotismon pieces. You grab the piece that you needed and then trash the remaining cards, which then fuel your combos and your other effects. And also has the alternates effect of when one of your level 5 or higher Digimon with Digivolution cards is deleted, you may suspend this Tamer. If you do, gain 1 memory, then hatch 1 Digiegg card to an empty space in your breeding area. You have multiple ways to trigger this. You do have ways to delete your own Digimon. Sometimes you do want to trigger this on your turn, combine it with Yu-Gi-Oh! To not only gain memory, but to also hatch and throw a rookie to extend your plays. And also, if you do have multiple Yu-Gi-Ohs or Analog Youths on board, when one of your Myotismon Ace dies that had a Digivolution card, you will also be able to suspend Analog Youth to gain another memory and then hatch. You don't really care about hatching on your opponent's turn, but it is part of the effect. But the combination of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Analog Youth both give us a very strong tool to not only mitigate memory loss from overflow, but to also gain memory, disrupt our opponent's turns, and possibly extend our plays. For our option cards, we are running 3 copies of Mist Barrier. This is one of the key options in the Myotismon archetype now that it is released in BT15. It has the main effect: by deleting one of your Digimon, you may play one Myotismon from your trash without paying the cost, and then place this card in the battle area. Most of the time you'll be getting back your Myotismon Ace to the field to then play out Yu-Gi-Oh! For free. But it also has the alternative effect of when one of your Myotismon is deleted, delay. You may play one Venom Myotismon from your trash without paying the cost. Keep in mind this is a delay effect. You can't trigger the same turn that this is placed in the battle area. Basically, when one of your Myotismon is deleted, let's say it is a Myotismon Ace, it triggers overflow, you lose 3 memory, you get back maybe 1-2 memory with your Yu-Gi-Ohs, and then you can play out a Venom Myotismon from your trash to the board for free, which is a big 12,000 DP blocker, which on play will delete one of your opponent's Digimon, which is level 5 or lower. And also, if you block and it is deleted, or if it's deleted by another effect, you can then delete one of your other opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. So this is one of the tools the deck has to control the board and make sure you have appropriate defense on your side of the board. You're also running 2 copies of Wisdom Training. Training cards are always strong. You have the main effect of reveal the top 2 cards of your deck, add 1 purple card among them to the hand, and return the rest of them on the deck, and then place this card in the battle area. And main delay, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a purple Digimon card in your hand for its cost, and if it would Digivolve by this effect, reduce it by 2. So we can use this to mitigate the 3 cost the evolution of Devimon or the level 5 Digimon, or even if you want to go into Venom Myotismon for 2 memory. We don't usually want to Digivolve into Mala Myotismon, so that's why I didn't mention him. But it didn't feel like adding more copies of this card because the deck already has searching and draw discard potential. So you cycle quite a lot through your deck, so you don't really need too much searching. And we're also running 2 copies of Deathclaw. This is one of our self-deletion outlets. It lets us delete one of your Digimon to delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. This way we can, maybe your opponent has a Pillowmon or a Pomomon on the field that is preventing you from playing Digimon by effect. You can go, you have a Myotismon on field. Let's say it's the BT8, so that way you don't overflow. You use Deathclaw to delete your Myotismon, delete your opponent's Floodgate or the level 4 lower Digimon that your opponent had, and then you trigger your Yu-Gi-Ohs and your analog use to gain back memory, hatch, and continue your plays. So that way you don't have to worry about troublesome Floodgates, or you can just remove one of your opponent's level 4 Digimon without having to compromise your game plan. And for our last option, we're running a single copy of Venom Infusion. This is one of the cheap removal options in our deck. It has a main by trashing 1 Digimon card in your hand. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon whose level is less than or equal to the trash card's level. And when a card with Myotismon in its text is trashed by this effect, you draw 2 cards. It also has the same effect on security. You activate the main effect. But this way, if there's something troublesome on the board, let's say it's a level 6 Digimon, you can throw this down, trash one of your Myotismon or Venom, and then delete that Digimon and also fill your hand because you draw 2 cards, since all your level 6s all have Myotismon in name as well as your level 5s. So a lot of the times that you trigger this card, you will be drawing the extra 2 cards with it. This helps us control the board a bit if it gets too out of control. You do pass a lot of memory since it's 6 memory, but if you already have your setup on board, you don't really care too much about what happens to the Digimon on your board, because if they get deleted, you get to extend your plays, but you do have to keep an eye out for either bottom decking or bouncing, because you won't be able to trigger your on deletions. I hope you liked the content, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so that you get notified when new videos come up. And if you want, please leave a comment and let me know what kind of content you want to see in this channel. We will be uploading matches of our Digimon locals whenever we can, and let us know what other deck profiles you do want to see or what other content you want to see. So that would be all. Thanks for watching.